Hey guys, my name is Kami Carranza, and I am a spiritual teacher, healer, channel, psychic, and medium. I'm coming on today because I wanted to share with you a very important sort of check stop along the spiritual path, and that is the process of checking in. When we talk about checking in, we're talking about you connecting with your highest version of self and getting answers that you need from your highest version. Some of the questions that you might pose when you're checking in is, should I do this? Is this person or experience right for me? Or maybe even, is this thing, action, activity for my highest good? So those are some of the reasons that you might check in with yourself. There are so many others. Now let's talk about how we got disconnected, because so many of us have been disconnected from accessing our highest self and from knowing what's in our greatest good. Some of the reasons that we have been disconnected throughout our lives include conditioning and programming. We see conditioning and programming in so many different ways. Typically, these things happen outside of the home, through society. There can even be conditioning and programming through religion, through parents. Our education system does a lovely job at telling us what to think, what to feel, and what to do, and does a really terrible job at telling us how to ask ourselves how we feel about what to think and what to do. So I'm going to teach you an easy 3-step way that you can check in with yourself. And I suggest that you do this often, you guys. So again, 3 steps. The first step when checking in with yourself is to get still and quiet. We want to have a distraction-free area. We want to go inward. We want to quiet our mind as much as possible because we are listening. This is not a state of actively talking. This is a state of listening. So we want to get still and quiet. The second step in this checking in with yourself process is to think of your question. And that question might be, is this banana for my greatest good? Is this conversation for my greatest good? Is this job for my greatest good? What about my lifestyle? What about my partners? There are so many things that you can check in with. So think of your question, guys. So number 1, get still and quiet. Number 2, think of your question. And the third step to checking in with yourself is to do some focused breathing. When I say focused breathing, I mean closing our eyes and literally just focusing on the way that our body feels when it inhales and feels when it exhales. That's focused breathing. So again, we're going to get still and quiet. We're going to hold our intention with our question in our mind, and we are going to breathe. And then that's kind of where the magic happens, guys, and you're going to have patience with this, is you need to wait. You need to wait for an answer. I have found that most of my answers come by way of feeling much more often than they do in verbal form. You know, we're human and we want everything in a verbal form, just like we've been conditioned to do, you guys. But spirit often talks in feelings. And so when you're checking in with yourself, you're checking in with the spirit version of yourself. And so therefore, we are waiting for a response in the form of a feeling most of the time. Sometimes you'll hear an answer, sometimes you'll get a sign, but more often than not, checking in comes with a feeling. So practice makes this a lot easier. So you guys, I encourage you to get out there and check in with your highest self around everything. Start with the small things. Practice, but the small things can be, is this food, this taco, whatever it is, for my greatest good? Pause, get in yourself, get quiet, get grounded, and listen or wait for the feeling that comes along with that. Another easy way that you can kind of practice this is to ask if you should drive a certain way, or if there's a different way that maybe, or a different route that maybe you should take. That's a really easy thing to check in. And again, just start small. Practice on this. The more you practice, the more accustomed you will be to listening for that answer, to hearing that answer, to feeling that answer. Guys, I hope this was inspirational and informative. If it was, please consider giving my channel a subscribe. When you subscribe, you get to see more of me. If you love this video, please give it a like. When you like my videos, the world gets to see more of me. Sending you all my best until we meet again.